YouTube channel. This is my first time doing this. I do not have a YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube channel, and I had to create this YouTube channel because I guess by the title of this video you already know why I created this YouTube channel, right? So before we get straight into the video, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Owomitola Akinlosotu, and I recently just migrated to Canada a few days ago. So and I'm doing this because after I uploaded my video on TikTok, it went viral, and a lot of people have been asking me, oh, how did you go about your application, since I did it myself. And you know, I could tell that a lot of people are confused. Some said, oh, they've used agents and they've been scammed several times and all that. So I'm doing this just to help others out there. I would have made this video and uploaded on TikTok, but I don't think it will work. So that's why I've just decided to upload on YouTube, because it's going to be a lengthy video. Disclaimer, I'm not an immigration officer, and everything I'm saying right now is based on my own experience. Yeah, so let's get straight into the video. So the first thing you need to do is to get a school. And please make sure that whatever course you are going to be taking, or whatever course you intend to take, please make sure that it is postgraduate work permit eligible, because certain changes has happened now in Canada for schools, and so that you won't get stuck when you come to Canada, or so that you may not be able to work. Please make sure that whatever course you are taking is postgraduate work permit eligible. So get a school. That's the first step you need to do. Once you've got to the school, look for a course, and please, whatever course you are taking, make sure that it's a course that you can use to work here in Canada. Don't go and pick a course like HR or certain courses that would make it hard for you to get a job here. So there are certain courses you can pick, maybe course in the health section, or maybe you know, there are certain courses. Just do your research. There's ChatGPT now. You can go on ChatGPT, ask any question that you want. Okay, list out certain courses I can do in Canada that would make me, you know, get a job on time or something. Just do your research, because basically this migrating to Canada thing has to be based on research. You need to do your research. Like, you need to be intentional about it, right? So that's the first thing you need to do. Get a school, get a good course. A good course. You don't have to have a science background to go for a science program. So we are going to get to that. You don't have to have a particular background to go for this particular course. It depends though. My course is a certificate-based program. It is not master's or something. It is certificate-based, meaning I'll be issued a certificate at the end of the session, right? So I got a school. Because I already have science background, I went for a course in sciences, which is healthcare aid. That's the name of my program, healthcare aid. So I went for that and I applied. So what I used for application depends on different schools. So what my school will need for application might be different from what another school in Canada would need, right? So you need to check for the school's requirements. All right, so when I applied, I made payment. I paid my application fee. After I made my application fee, I was told to make a deposit of my tuition so that I can get my acceptance letter. So my school fees is about 18,000 Canadian plus, and I was told to make a deposit of 5,000 Canadian which I did. I made a deposit and I was given an acceptance letter. So now the real thing begins, which is your visa application, right? So before I move to that, please make sure that you get a school in Canada and a program in Canada that is postgraduate work permit eligible or something. I don't know how it's called, please. And make sure that whatever course you are picking has to be a course that you can use to get a job in Canada, please. All right, so we'll move to the next. So the next thing is application of visa, right? So there's something called IRCC. IRCC is like a body. Would I call it a body, or it's a website where for those that wants to apply for a visa in Canada? So we call it IRCC. So I don't know if I will be able to put a link to the website by the end of this video, so you can also check for it, IRCC. So the first thing I did was to create an account. So you are going to create a GC key account. After you must have created the account, please make sure that during the process of creating the account, there's key information it will ask you for, and certain things that you would need to keep, right? So I can't go into details, but when you are doing these things, you would understand what I'm trying to say. So once you've created an account, the next thing you need to do is to gather your document, or you can actually gather the document first before creating the account, whichever way you want to go about it. So the first thing I did was to create an account for me. After I created the account, I started gathering my documents. So these were the things I used. Statement of purpose. So statement of purpose is basically you talking about yourself. You know, for Canada study permit, you're not going to do an interview, right? So your statement of purpose is basically talking about you, why you want to come to Canada, why you chose the school you chose. You would also need to state that you would need to go back to your home country when you're done with your program and things like that. So basically you talk about yourself. You talk about if you have a, let's say, arts background, or maybe commercial background or something. Let's say you studied banking and finance, and upon choosing a school you chose a health program. You need to explain in your statement of purpose why you are switching, right? Because if you don't explain, the visa officer will probably get confused and deny you based on that oh, it doesn't make sense that you have a banking and finance background and you are switching to, let's say, nursing. Why are you doing that? You need to explain. So you are going to do all of that in your statement of purpose. So maybe I'm going to make another video or a video of the format I used for my statement of purpose, right? So you're going to upload you're going to need a statement of purpose. So it's a letter. After that, I used my birth certificate, WAEC certificate, BSc, NYSC certificate, NIN, and then I did medicals. So if you want to apply for your visa for Canada, you need to do medicals, and the medicals can only be done because Canada already have designated medical center. You cannot just walk into an hospital to do medicals. So they have, I think, 2 designated medical centers, so you can check. One is IOM and one is Q Life. You can only do your medicals at these 2 medical centers. You can't do it anywhere. So I would make another video on that. So I did upfront. So I'd gone to do it before I even applied for my visa. It's called upfront medical blah blah blah. So I uploaded the form I was given after I'd done the medicals, and then I think I used court affidavit. The court affidavit is just basically me saying I would leave Canada by the end of my program. I included my what else? Okay, I'm also going to explain this in the next video. I just want to give a summary of everything I did, so this video doesn't go like, it's not so long. So after I did that, I did Duolingo English test. My program doesn't require it though, but I did it and I uploaded the certificate that I was given. So after that, I also uploaded my resume. Your resume is very important also when applying for your study permit. If you've had work experience already, it's advisable you upload it. So that's what I did. And then another thing I submitted was, like, I stated it earlier that in my statement of purpose, I stated that I was going to come back to Nigeria at the end of my program. So it's called ties to home country, or ties to home country. That's what it's called. So because you need to explain to your visa officer that at the end of the program you would come back to Nigeria. All of these things I'm saying is what you will say in your statement of purpose, right? So it's like part A, part B, part C. So it's usually like 4 pages. Some people it's always like 5 pages, because you need to write like an essay, exactly, explaining yourself. That's what it means. So for ties to home country, I uploaded pictures with my family and my parents. I uploaded pictures of me and my siblings. I uploaded my siblings' ID, which is their NIN, and my parents' ID, which is their NIN, right? Then I, under ties to home country, also I used my job as also ties to home country too. So under that I uploaded my employment letter for protein employment letter. I uploaded my ID card. I uploaded my reference letter because my workplace gave me a reference letter, and I uploaded my pay slips and pictures at work. Now please note that all of these things I've just stated, they were combined together and uploaded at a particular place on IRCC websites. It wasn't like they were uploaded separately. I meshed all together. So I'm going to explain better in my next video, but this is like a list of what I uploaded. One of the lists of what I uploaded is just what I said. So the other one is the proof of funds section. So for the proof of funds section, this part may favor some people and it may not favor some people, in the sense that I was sponsored. I wasn't it wasn't like it was my money, right? It was my, okay, I'm not going to disclose that, right? So my sponsor is already in Canada, and okay, since I said I was not going to disclose that, let me just say it's my uncle. And one of the things I did for my proof of funds section was I uploaded letter of sponsorship from my uncle, right? Letter of sponsorship, affidavit of sponsorship from my uncle, sponsorship letter from my uncle, which I already stated earlier, right? I uploaded my deposit of tuition payments. I said earlier that I made a deposit of 5,000 Canadian dollars. So I uploaded the proof, that's the receipt. I uploaded my sponsor's employment letter. I uploaded my sponsor's 6 months bank statement, his 6 months pay slips, his tax returns. If your sponsor is already in Canada, you would need, if he's already a citizen, you would need your Canadian passport. But if he's not a citizen, if he's probably a PR holder, then you have like maybe a PR card you can upload, attach to show that he has a stay. So I uploaded that. Then I uploaded, so during your whole application, my sponsor sends a certain amount of money to me. It's very important that whoever is sponsoring you sends like a certain amount of money to you, because this way you've convinced the visa officer that you have access to the funds. Because people have been denied on the basis of, oh, the visa officer can say, I'm not convinced that that by the time you get into Canada you would have your stay. Sorry, by the time you come into Canada you would have access to the funds. That I'm talking about those that were sponsored. They've been denied based on this. So it's always advisable that whoever is sponsoring you sends part of the money to you, if not all. So let's say half of the money can be in his account while half can be in yours. So I uploaded my bank statement, and while my sponsor was sending this money to me, there was narration. So it could be part payment for school fees, part payment for living expenses. So living expenses is basically your proof of funds. And as at when I was applying, my living expenses then generally, like the one IRCC recommends, is 20,635 CAD. So you must show this in your account or more, that you have more than this. So my sponsor sent like part of the money to me, and he also had some in his account. So because he's my uncle from my father's side, I also uploaded certain documents also. But before we move to that, so my uncle is my main sponsor, and then my father supported me with certain amount of money. He supported, not sponsor me. He just gave me money, right? So I got a letter of support from my dad. I got proof of supporters' income. So if anyone is supporting you, you need to show proof of how the person was able to acquire the money. So I uploaded that proof of where the money came from. I also, so if whatever information is attached or whatever document is attached to where the money is coming from, please upload all. Don't leave anything behind. If your supporter is getting the money from his, let's say, his retirement, his gratuity, make sure you upload every document regarding his gratuity. Don't leave anything behind, please. So my supporter gave me, which is my father, gave me money from his gratuity, and I made sure I uploaded everything regarding the gratuity. So when I did that, I also uploaded proof of relationship with my father to show that he is truly my father. I uploaded pictures and WhatsApp chats in that section. So another thing I did was, so now all of these things I'm saying were the documents I uploaded under proof of funds session on the IRCC portal. So when I did that, I also uploaded birth certificate of my sponsor, which is my uncle. I submitted birth certificate of applicant's father, which is my father, to show that my uncle and my dad are related. I uploaded their birth certificates. Now, I also went ahead to draw a family tree showing how I was related to my uncle. The family tree, you can check on ChatGPT how to do that. right? I also uploaded pictures of sponsor and applicant. So I uploaded pictures of my dad and my uncle, including other family members. I also uploaded an affidavit from a family member attesting to the relationship of me and my uncle. So I gave that letter to another uncle of mine. I don't know if this part is not confusing. I gave it to another uncle of mine who is a family also. That's my daddy's brother also. I gave him this letter to fill. I had his passport photograph on it, his address and his signature. So all of these things, you can just get them on ChatGPT, right? So another thing I uploaded was evidence of money sent by my sponsor in the past. So because my uncle has been like very good to me and he has been really helpful, I uploaded money he has given me, receipt of money he has given me in the past. I also uploaded evidence of my sponsor made payments for my tuition, that's the deposit. So I uploaded proof, that's the receipt of payment, to show that he paid for my deposit. All of these things is just to, you know, convince the visa officer, to let him know that, okay, this person sponsoring me, he's ready to, you know, take care of me, and he's a good person, and he has been really active in my life financially. So I uploaded proof of deposits of payments of tuition fee. I uploaded WhatsApp chats with me and my sponsor. So the WhatsApp chat I uploaded were basically the parts where we're talking about, oh, get a school in Canada, I've made payments for your school fee, and you know, things like that had to do with the visa application thing. So I uploaded those things, and I also uploaded evidence of mail I said in WhatsApp chat. Okay, so this part is basically, there was a part during the conversation my uncle sent me certain documents, and he told me he had already sent it to my mail. So I took a screenshot of that part, and it was part of the document I uploaded. So I had to go to my mail and screenshot the document he sent to me, which I uploaded. Now kindly note that, so these were the things I uploaded. Now, so please note that all of these things I've said so far are everything I used for my visa application. Now, I was sponsored because I've seen a lot of message requests on TikTok, people asking me that how did you build your proof of fund account and all that. I didn't do that. Like I said, my sponsor already had the money in his account, so it wasn't like he built his account. That was basically, it was more like I used his salary account for this visa application, so it made things easier. It wasn't like I built the account for months or paid somebody somewhere to build my account and pay them a certain amount of money. No. So for me, it was quite easier because the money was available already, right? So those were the documents I uploaded. And then, so please note that by the time you apply to your school, make sure that you read the requirements very well, and make sure that you understand how the program works. Make sure that you know certain things you need from IRCC, right? In the sense that there are certain courses that when you apply for them, or at the end of the course, or at the end of the program, you would need to do internship. So during your visa application, you need to state it to IRCC when you are on the verge of doing your application. You need to state to IRCC, like, you know, there's like a questionnaire for you to select which one is applicable to you. Whatever you pick is what will determine the kind of questions or the kind of file you will upload. So when you are selecting this questionnaire, make sure you pick the right questions, because that is what will determine the file you will upload, right? So what I did was, my course requires that at the end of my program I need to do internship, right? So I selected that during the questionnaire. I selected that my course would need me to work at the end of my program. So during my visa application, on the questionnaire that was provided, I selected that. So what you need to do is, when you are applying for your visa, you select that. So I'm going to list out the files or certain things that I uploaded. I think what I will do is to show you what the portal looks like, so you would understand better. So this is one of the forms, application for study permits made outside of Canada. So what you need to do is click on this, and then a form will be generated for you to fill. You fill it. Once you filled it, you go ahead to upload it. So once you've uploaded, that's fine. Then you move to the next. Evidence of work requirements in study. So like I said, my course requires that I work at the end of the program. That's internship, right? So I needed to upload proof to show that part. So some schools generate letter for that, but depending on it, your school will definitely give you that. You don't even need to ask. They would give you when you are giving in your acceptance letter. While some schools, you would need to ask for it. Letter for, it's called co-op work permit. That's what it's called. So when you get to that bridge, you definitely know what to do. So I also uploaded letter of acceptance. Letter of acceptance. I uploaded this. I uploaded my passport biodata page. I uploaded provincial attestation letter. So this will also be given to you by your school too. So I uploaded proof of means of financial support. Now everything I've said in the video so far regarding the document I submitted, this is where you would upload everything. Please know that this part is, I think, is usually just 4 MB. You can only upload 4 MB of any file you are submitting. So this part requires a lot of documents. All you need to do is merge everything together. If you've merged everything together and you can see that these documents are already like more than 4 MB, you would need to compress. And please make sure that when you are compressing, the documents are still clear enough to read, because a lot of people have been denied visa because their proof of funds section is not clear. They've compressed and documents are no longer clear. So anything you are uploading here, everything you're uploading here is usually so much, because that's where you are going to upload a lot of things. Like this was the part I uploaded my letter of support, my sponsor's bank statement, and things that I just stated. This is where you are going to upload them. You merge everything. It's usually 4 MB. You can't upload more than 4 MB. So this is where I uploaded my upfront medical exams. Remember, I stated that I did my medicals ahead. Some people don't do medicals ahead. Some have to wait for after they've applied, because most times when you've applied, the next thing they will tell you to do is your medicals. And after the medicals, it might take time again before you can hear from them. So it's always advisable you do your medical before you apply. So you can just upload whatever sheet or whatever file or whatever form you were given when you did the medicals. Just upload it here. They would send your information to IRCC already. It just helps to fasten your visa process, right? So you've uploaded a digital photo. There's a required there's a required, I think, or something. Let me check. Yeah, so there's a required that's 50 to 70. Okay, so it is usually between 31 and 31 mm and 36 mm. So this one you can just go to a photographer or where they always take passport, and you let them know what you need for this digital photo. It is not your regular passport, right? So this is family information. Here you fill in your family details. That's your mom, your dad, your siblings, anything that has to do with them. This form, you download it, you fill it, and you upload it here. Here it is also a form that they would provide for you to upload, to fill and upload. Yeah, so client information here, usually on the website it will show that it is an optional document. That means you don't have to upload anything. That is this client information. Is the reason why it is like this on my portal is because I've uploaded informations on them already. For you, when you're applying, it may not look this way. This document will be showing as optional. Please do not leave them behind. It is just a trap. You need to fill it, especially this client information. This is the part where you are going to fill in, put in your BSc certificate, your NYSC, any document you have, your NIN. This is where you are going to put it. It's also 4 MB. So you compile everything together and you upload them here. And please make sure that when you are uploading any of these documents, please rename it, put your name and what you are submitting. So if you are submitting your passport, you put your name there and then you add passport. That's, you rename. So if you are uploading your proof of fund, you state your name. Let's say Said Balogun proof of fund. You put it there, you rename, then you upload. Right? So those are the things you would need to do. Okay, so this is it. This is the optional document. This is what I was talking about. It is not optional, please. It is not optional. It is just a trap. You must fill it. Please make sure you fill it. Right? And then I paid 150 Canadian dollars for application, and then for biometrics I paid 85 Canadian dollars for biometrics. So once you've submitted your application, IRCC will tell you to do your biometrics. Biometrics means you need to thumbprint. So you are going to make payments for both at the same time when you are applying for your visa. So once you've submitted, the next thing you need to do is you'll be sent an email for you to get your biometrics done. So there's also a designated center for that. Yeah. So that's like everything I did during my visa application. So at the end of this video, I'm going to upload the list of documents I used. And please note that it's always advisable you do like a table of contents for each section on your visa application. So your client information side and proof of fund side, you can do a table of contents for each session. So the table of contents will consist of the documents you are uploading. So the visa officer would already know what to expect when they open your file. So if a visa officer clicks on client information, the first thing they should see is your table of contents. So your table of contents already gives your visa officer an idea of what they are going to see underneath your table of contents. So on the table of contents, you can just put number 1, statement of purpose, and then by the side you can just put the amount of pages your statement of purpose is. So the visa officer already know that the first document is seeing is your statement of purpose, and they already know is about 2 to 3 pages. So they already know that, okay, the first 3 pages I'm seeing is going to be this person's statement of purpose, right? The number 2 can be your just say your NIN. So the visa officer already knows that, okay, the next thing is going to see after your statement of purpose is your NIN. So it's always advisable you put all in a table, so they already have an idea of what they are going to see underneath your table of contents. Same thing applies to your proof of funds. You list everything you are submitting under your proof of funds. So once the visa officer clicks on your proof of funds section, they already see a table of contents and they can already tell what you are uploading there. So I'm going to show what my table of contents looks like at the end of this video, so you can have an idea on how to go about it, and that way you would also have the list of all the documents I uploaded at. And so that's all I did. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about my statement of purpose format, what I did, and then I'll talk about the format for affidavit of sponsorship. So whoever is sponsoring you, is always advisable you get an affidavit from them, and also a letter. An affidavit and a letter is very, very important for whoever is sponsoring you. Be it your dad, be it your mom, whoever is sponsoring you just needs to provide this document. It is very, very important, please. And please make sure that whoever is sponsoring you, it's advisable you provide sufficient documents. To the best of my knowledge, IRCC or visa officers are always concerned when a third party is sponsoring you. In my case, it was a third party. My uncle is considered as a third party. They call it, I think, third party sponsorship, right? So it's a different case if it were to be my dad or my mom or my sister. It is fine. But when somebody else is sponsoring you, it is always like, why is this person sponsoring this person, right? So those are the things you are going to talk about in your statement of purpose. Why is this person sponsoring this person? Doesn't he have bills to pay, right? So those are the things. So, you know, you don't do interview for Canada study permits or whatever visa you're applying for. So you need to write in your statement of purpose certain things you think the visa officer will probably think about, right? You just need to like, okay, I'm sure the visa officer will be surprised, will be concerned, and why is this person sponsoring me? And then imagine the visa officer having such thoughts, and then on your statement of purpose, there's no reason why your sponsor is sponsoring you, right? So I'm going to do the format, like say the format and all that, so you guys can understand better. Yeah, I think that's all. And then please make sure that whoever is sponsoring you, you are related in a way. Make sure you are related in a way. In my case, it was my uncle from my dad's side, so it was easier to, you know, do certain things. Some cases it could be sometimes it could be your, let's say, your uncle from your maternal side. If it's your uncle from your maternal side, there are certain, it's just a few, just something really, you just need to like change certain things. It's not different from, there's no difference between what I uploaded and what you are also going to upload, right? So even if the person is in Nigeria, if the person is sponsoring you is in Nigeria, everything I listed is still almost like what you would also do, what you would also upload. So if the person is in Nigeria, make sure the person is also paying tax. You are going to upload his tax returns because you need to show Canada that, oh, this person is paying tax also in Nigeria here. Do you understand? So you need to upload his statement of accounts. You need to upload probably his passport or something. So please make sure you use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to be your friend, please. And then one thing that also helped me is I joined a Telegram group, and this Telegram group really helped me. The group is basically for those people, that wants to, you know, migrate to Canada through study routes, basically. And there are a lot of people there that are willing to answer your questions. So I'm going to post the link in this video. At the end of this video, I'll post the link, so you can just click on it to join on Telegram. It helped me. That was where I got all of this information I'm giving to you. You just need to take your time to read through, because there are thousands of messages on the group. right? So thank you for watching, and please, I'm sorry for any little mistakes you might see in this video. It's my first time. I've never done anything like this before. I'm just willing to help people because I have thousands of messages in my DM, and if you do not understand anything, I'm willing to help, but please know that I would only reply when I can. I can't reply everybody. I would reply when I can. So you can just send me a message on Instagram, or send me a message on maybe on TikTok also, and I would also drop my email address, so you can also send me a mail. So when I'm free, I would go through it. If I can help, I will, and if I cannot, I will let you know, because there are still some certain things I also do not know, right? But this is what I did, and this was what gave me my approval in just 14 days. So thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share.